Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
It's a low neighborhood, full of rum pots. They're used to curious sights, which they attribute to alcoholic delusions.
Gosh, drink is sure a filthy thing, isn't it? I'd rather be dead than unable to trust my own eyes. You risked your life to save that riffraff in the bar?
They may be drinkers, Robin, but they're also human beings.
What?
What? We're starting?
Oh,
We're
God.
doing it.
We're doing it.
It's happening. It's happening.
It is
Guys,
a free episode.
this is a free episode. Special free episode.
Because if we have to suffer, I want everyone to.
Well, suffer's a strong word. We want everyone
'cause
to enjoy the podcast. If you guys are listening to this and are not donating to the Patreon, then this will be only, I think, the second episode you listen to. But you are missing out on some sweet Tom and Jeff watching Batman,
Tom and Jeff watch Batman.
talking about Batman.
I'm Tom and Jeff, and he's watch Batman.
Yeah, and I'm watch Batman.
But we decided to,
Yeah.
when we recorded this episode, we're like, this one is seminal,
Yeah.
so we should offer it up.
We just finished the run on the first season of the animated series for the Patreon only episodes, and we're like, you know what? Let's go back into movies, take a break from the show.
Yeah. And so this is the movie that we went with.
that we went with.
Could we have done a Nolan film? Sure.
Yeah.
Snyder even? Yeah, possibly. We could have gotten into animated movies. We sure could have.
Nah, you got to pay for those.
Nope.
This is better.
No, isn't it?
This is better.
Isn't it? We got my brother John is here.
I also watch Batman.
John Reimann, thank you.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
For joining us. This was your idea, kind of.
It was.
Well, yeah, because it's the one that Tom and I watched the most when we were kids. We had this on, like I was saying.
It's not Tom and John watch Batman.
No,
that's
but
enough out of this.
It's
Get out.
Kind of our first. It was my first introduction to Batman. So like when I saw
a lot of people's.
Yeah, it's my first introduction to Batman. We had it on loop, playing with the first Ghostbuster movie and Ghostbusters cartoons, and then there was this. We watched the snot out of this one, and
It's Batman the movie.
it's
Batman 66.
Oh God, and
Batman
it's so good.
66, the movie.
It's
It's so good.
yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Good is a word. It's a word.
It's a word. It's okay. I need to open with my
With your first point, do it.
because you have to
Coming
watch
in hot.
this. If you watch this as a comedy, it works and is okay.
Yeah.
Which, as an adult, you view it so differently than when you do as a kid.
Yeah,
Because when
definitely.
you view it as a kid and you think of it as like an action,
It was just a
kind
really
of
cool
movie.
Batman movie.
I took it completely at face value as a kid. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is just Batman.
this is just what Batman
This is
does.
what Batman
and
does.
it's
Yep.
But then when you look as an adult and you understand acting and,
Yeah.
and who was writing these things, and you're like, oh, this is fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And that you get more of that, I think, as you're older. However, this is something that as an adult with that knowledge that you can't watch more than once a year or it is gonna kill you.
It's pretty.
It's hard.
It's pretty. Man, it drags.
It does have some draggy points.
I
in
mean,
it, yeah.
we were walking in and Tom and I are just like, this is the longest movie that's ever been made.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 46 minutes running time.
This is the
And
only hour and 46-minute long movie that takes
Yeah.
3,000 years to watch.
It's the I swear to Christ, I was in some sort of weird virtual reality system where like minutes were hours.
I was locked in Hypercube.
Yeah, it's
Where time has no meaning.
it was tough to get through.
Yeah, because after the big fight on the sub at the end, it's like, oh, we still have 10 more minutes of movie after this.
Oh, we'll get to the fight on the sub too, because I've got several things to
I
say
have
about the sub fight.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
It opens up though, and I will say this: the 1966 Man from U.N.C.L.E. color scheme and aesthetic is amazing. when they're showing all the actors in the bright
Oh, yeah.
colors. The colors in this movie are gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a good.
But it's a comedy.
Yeah.
You
It's
have to
it's a
view this
comedy.
as a nudge, wink, wink comedy.
yeah. It's 100%.
It's very Austin Powers-y, but without being so overt about it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think it's actually a smart movie. It's but it is pretty drags at points. So
There's some.
Yeah, generally speaking,
There's
people
jokes.
that write movies aren't normally dumb. I mean, sometimes you get that, but
Yeah.
you can tell that the writers knew what they were doing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can tell how liberal the writers are, by the way, by making every cop the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
or the U.S.
Or the-
Navy when
yeah,
that's like
yeah, guy's a fucking
without
idiot.
even getting a return address.
playing tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
couldn't remember selling a submarine to somebody.
It's so
Oh gosh, Batman, you sound so mad. We haven't done something wrong, have we?
it's so aggressive that they added a disclaimer in the beginning that they love the everyday heroes.
They do, yeah.
because
The
they
police.
because they shit on the armed forces and the government and the cops to a lesser
A little
extent.
bit. The cops are about as dumb as Batman and Robin are.
Yeah.
Well, who was president at this time? LBJ?
Kennedy.
66 it would be. No,
Kennedy's
been
been
dead
dead.
for 5 years.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, that's right. 62.
Yeah.
I think it was LBJ because he has that Texas accent and there's like two
Yeah.
Beagles
Yeah,
and
it's
whatever
LBJ.
in his, yeah.
So it starts with like this weird kind of like Batcopter necessity. They got a lot of money.
There is a lot of vehicle budget in this
Yeah.
movie.
They got
Batman
they,
has a ground crew.
they
Yes, he
stretched,
does. He has
Yeah.
his own hangar.
it's manned by several men.
Yeah.
The Batcopter has a lot of people.
He has employees.
and they
Paid for by the city, probably.
That's probably-
That's some city money.
yeah, that's good. That's good money.
That's Mayor Harvey footing the bill for his flight crew. Mayor Harvey with his idiot son Jordan.
so many Harveys.
Yeah, too many Harveys.
The Batcopter, they got their money's worth because that Batcopter is used
A lot.
more than once.
Yeah, they use it. They use
Like-
each vehicle. A
Yeah,
lot.
the boat is used a lot
Yeah.
too.
boat
yeah.
they use a lot. Yeah, the Batmobile, and then they bust out the Bat Cycle, which you can see Robin clinging to the windshield, just like praying for his life when it detaches and shoots towards the Batcopter with its rotating blades. It's just like, oh my god!
Yeah, that stuntman.
Oh god, the 1960s, man.
That's great.
That's actually something.
Twilight
Something
Zone
that I-
hadn't been made yet.
I don't want to blow my. This is one of my points, but the stunt budget is insane. The stunts and effects budgets because of who they're hiring for, because you have the ladder, the infamous shark repellent scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stunts going on in that. And then at the end, when you have your big fight, as we're going to get to,
Oh, yeah.
they clearly had blown their stunt budget.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, everyone just flail around.
Well, because I think I was like, when I was watching that last one, it's like that's actually Frank Gorshin taking a punch there. It's
Frank Gorshin, who's in amazing shape.
oh god,
By the
he's
way, his
fantastic
shoulders,
in this.
when you see him lift his arm, his shoulders bulge up, and you're like, "Oh man, he's
he's doing squats. He's like, oh man, he's
Yeah.
he's MVP of this movie. I think
he's great.
Yeah, he's really good.
great.
I love how
There's
how
crane
he's
shots.
like brushing up the dust from like the
Yeah.
one dude.
There are these crane shots. There are these helicopter shots. There's so many stunts going on.
By the way, Gotham City looks a lot like Los Angeles.
Well, sure.
And then also New York.
Yeah.
And it's another good reason to do this movie. It's just it breaks it up a little bit. This is Batman in the daytime.
Yeah.
In the daytime.
Exclusively in
Although
the daytime.
Batman
Exclusively in the
66
daytime.
covers daytime pretty. They're
Yeah.
pretty out in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the I wrote that shark bit. It's good.
Solid
Shark
bit.
bit's funny.
It's real dumb.
They have manta ray repellent.
Yeah, they have whale repellent.
I want to know what the problem was that they felt they needed to develop whale repellent.
Right, because each of those cans is in the Batcopter because of a very specific prior incident.
Robin, remember that incident with the pilot whale?
That's one of the great jokes of this series, but of the movie itself is how specific they are, but how like offended they are that you don't know.
Yeah.
As you go,
well,
with
this
the
is
water,
the bat
where it's
ladder.
like, oh, where's the water? And he's like, the bat water drinking fountain is right over there. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's clearly labeled. Like Batman's one of those dudes that got a labeler, you know, and then
Used it for
ape shit with it.
Yep, that's exactly right.
They have a lunar scanning module. Like they have Bat lunar scanning module. Batman is watching the moon.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Well, at the very end, when they vaporize all the
When they
vaporize all the UN members, and then they
The UWO.
yeah. Oh yeah, excuse me. I'm
United
sorry.
World Organization.
Yeah, but they bring it back, and he just happens to have a machine that will sort human dust from each
right.
other.
And that's a bit funny.
Yeah,
It's funny that
it's
they
all
do
funny
And they're wearing lab coats over there.
over their costume.
Yeah, that's
But they have their cape and their belts over the lab coats.
So we meet. They're having after they find out that it's a hologram yacht, because of course it is, and you find out the Commodore has been abducted.
Yes.
This random Commodore that people
who?
forget about until he shows
Commodore
up.
Schmidlap.
Schmidlap. There it is. And he's hilarious, by the way. That character is really funny.
Doesn't find it odd that a clown is bringing him his tea.
Yeah. A man in full clown makeup, painted over a mustache, is coming in to serve him tea.
And this is one of those things too, where when the joke knows it's a joke, like this whole movie, it is a little harder to like dig at the stupidity of what they're doing when they're like, yeah, we know it's stupid. We wrote it that way. And you're like, ah, shit.
Well,
But then the other things like you brought up in via text that we were talking about when he meets Miss Kitka.
yeah.
And go ahead, because this is
if you want to say it. I mean,
He's thirsty.
Yeah,
he is very thirsty
Bruce
in
Wayne
this
is
movie.
the thirstiest dude in Gotham. He's just immediately like, Miss Kitka.
His boner makes him a little crazy.
yeah, he throws everything to the wall.
Yeah.
As like no chill. He is ready to fuck or kiss or whatever they did in the
DTK.
60s. He is
down to do it, man.
DTS, down to smooch.
He's in love with Miss Kitka.
Who is Catwoman, whom he has fought many times.
And will continue
to fight during this. Doesn't recognize her.
No, and why would you?
Catwoman
She's wearing a domino mask.
Yeah, she just wears a domino mask. That's it.
It's rough. She's hot as fuck. Lee Merriweather is fine. They didn't get Julie Newmar for this.
No, she would be Lee Merriweather. I think would be the third Catwoman that they went on because Eartha Kitt was before her. Too.
Was Eartha Kitt before her?
But Eartha Kitt, I think, was the second one.
Because I knew that, but I know that this movie is between the two seasons. Is that right, or is it post?
I'm not sure. I thought this was at the end.
It must be at the didn't it end in 66? I can't remember.
No, it started in 66.
Okay,
I think the series itself started in 66.
Man,
well, it started with Julie Newmar, and I want to say that Lee Merriweather was the third one, but I might be wrong.
They really cranked this movie out then.
Yeah,
I mean it's a shitty.
Got to strike while the iron's hot, man.
Yeah, it's
they just basically filmed 5 episodes in a row.
Yeah, and they spent a lot of money on vehicles.
Well, this was a TV special, wasn't it? It wasn't theatrical, was it?
I think it was theatrical.
I don't know, actually. That's an interesting question, because that would have been long because of commercials.
Right? Yeah,
that's just an hour.
But I don't see any
45,
commercial cuts in the.
No,
the
I'm
movie
I'm pretty sure it's theatrical. I've seen a what appears to be a theatrical poster of it. So, I mean, who can say it was 1,000 years ago?
Yeah,
there's no way to possibly find
there's
out.
No way. There's no records that go back that far.
Nope.
No one's lived that long.
Nope. Just some. I mean, there's a couple of things we can point out, like Bruce Wayne just being embarrassing with how much he's trying to fuck.
Dude's trying to fuck.
Dude is trying to get down.
I mean, and it's sad.
It is, man. He is trying way, way hard.
Well,
it says it was theatrical.
I love
it was a theatrical release.
We have the scene in the handsome cab where he starts getting really aggressive, and Catwoman just starts like doing Morse code a little bit faster.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, this guy.
This guy rapes.
Yeah.
signaling the rest of the rogues gallery to come save her.
Yeah.
Like
So
this
you're like
brief-
almost like thankful when the penguin and all of them show up. I was like, oh, thank God, something bad was about to go down.
breathing all heavy.
I want to give a little history of this movie.
Sure.
As I am an expert and have not just recently learned by pulling it up on my
He is
phone.
10,000% not looking at his smartphone.
No.
Right now.
William Dozier wanted to make a big screen film to generate interest in his proposed Batman TV series by
Oh.
having the feature in theaters while the first season of the series was rolling before the cameras.
Oh.
The studio, 20th Century Fox, refused because it would have to cover the entire cost of the movie, while it would only have to share the cost of a TV series, a much less risky proposition. The film features many characters from the show. It was written by the writer Lorenzo Semple Jr. and directed by Leslie Martinson. Martinson had directed a pair of the television series season 1 episodes, The Penguin Goes Straight and Not Yet He Ain't. So it's interesting. It's like a dual release kind of a thing.
Huh.
It's very strange because I was
It's like when the X-Files movie came out, when the X-Files still on the air.
Oh, yeah, it
When
came
like
out-
the future.
Yeah.
Or,
It came out in between season 5 and 6, I want to say, or 4 and 5, around there.
yeah. It premiered at the Paramount Theater in Austin.
Oh, wow.
And it's ABC, the network, which previously aired the television series, first broadcast the film on July 4th, 1971 on the ABC Sunday Night Movie.
Oh.
The film was quickly rebroadcast on ABC September 4th of that year. It debuted on home video formats in 1985, in 1989, and 1994, and was released on DVD in 2001 and 2008 on DVD and Blu-ray.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
I mean, I think that's important to know because honestly, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
And-
This movie just existed for me.
That's
That-
always
yeah.
what, and
Yeah.
but like the timeline isn't any less confusing.
Right, I'm still confused. Like, when did this come out? Like,
yeah,
what
is the thing?
were people stoked for
it
this
just
movie?
appeared one day, and people were like, oh, a Batman movie.
Yeah, or
It's
was this like...
oh, that Batman movie's always been here. It's
Yeah.
been here since the beginning of time. It'll be here when we're dead.
Yeah. Batman's
You've always been the caretaker here, Mr. West.
Also, when they're like, let's check what villains are loose. All of them.
All
Do
of
your
them.
fucking job.
Absolutely
God.
all of them.
And
Do
that-
your job.
And they didn't know.
yeah.
Like,
What?
Chief O'Hara was like, really? The Riddler's free? It's like,
I want
man.
to go through how they determine who's involved. The
Oh, yeah.
solving of
Oh,
riddles.
the crime. That's hilarious.
Yes, that is fucking...
Riddle. It all leads up to one sinister riddle.
Yeah.
Riddler.
They jump to conclusions like online conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
They
The
see
Alex
tiniest-
Jones method of
yeah.
solving mysteries.
This scene is beautiful because of that it's just the most absurd things. Like,
Which they steal for Batman Forever.
yeah.
They take.
Oh, yeah.
They literally take this bit and they
Yeah.
do it in Batman Forever with the Mr. E.
Yeah. Oh,
Mystery.
yeah.
And what's another word for mystery?
An enigma.
Enigma.
Thanks, Alfred. But it's all a single take. That's just slowly pushing in on the 4 actors. So I fucking love it.
It's funny.
It's like out at sea.
C for Catwoman.
The shark was pulling my leg. The Joker. And what else eats fish? Penguin.
You know, watching this alone sucked. I wish
Really?
I had someone to watch this with.
Yeah,
Because, like,
it's a rough go.
Yeah, it's 95 minutes, and like HBO Go was like backing out and like
Oh, really?
crashing on me. So it was. The process took a while, you guys. I don't know
right.
how to explain this other
made it-
than I had to watch this movie over the course of like a day and a half of trying to get it to load. In the last 20 minutes,
And
took
he
me-
did it for you guys
took
for
me
free.
hours.
I'm gonna start.
Hours.
Oh man, I'm gonna start to get some points.
Okay.
And there's probably gonna be a lot. Jeff has written a lot of notes.
I have 4 pages of notes for
That's
this
a
movie.
lot of notes.
It's the unofficial autobiography of this movie.
And pretty much. This isn't really a point. It's just a note that I want to. Well, I'll save those for the end. My first point is it's millionaire Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have billionaires yet, so it seems kind of cute. Like now, like looking back, like at all the shit Batman has, like a helicopter with a flight crew, a bat boat, a Batmobile, a bat cycle, his mansion, the cave that has all of this equipment, a very intense stenciler and signage developing machine, and he's just a millionaire.
Well,
He's got a nuclear reactor
mean,
in the Batcave.
things were cheaper back then.
I know. It's
Also
just funny to think of.
In this series and show, they never show him like working.
No.
They never talk about his fortune or his dead parents.
No, they don't, because that'd be a bummer.
Yeah.
He's just millionaire
He's just like
playboy.
a
Millionaire
goofy
playboy
cop
loser.
wearing a sweatshirt.
And his boyfriend, like his child pal.
His youthful ward.
Yep.
That's youthful.
Just living in the house with him.
One of the things that I wanted to think, not necessarily a point that I have, but in 1966, watching this movie as a child would have been amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And watching this movie as the parent of a child in 1966 would have been literal torture.
It would be like, when parents taking their kids to see the Power Rangers movie or something. It's
Yeah.
like, what? I'm sure what my parents went through taking me to see Mortal Kombat or something.
Yeah, and this is before really the era of aware irony.
Right.
Like it wasn't like they would have made kids like you figure parents going to this would have been born in like the 30s. I was born into starvation.
You don't think they would have gotten a self-awareness of it at all?
I mean, they might have, but they would have seen it as frivolous.
Right. It was more that self-awareness stuff, like the laugh-in kind of stuff. That was more youth culture.
Yeah.
So like that's more for like
I forgot that it was countercultural kind of.
Yeah. Batman's kind of
It's
counterculture.
very counterculture, yeah.
Although there's a point that I want to get to. Robin is super not counterculture.
No, he is a little narc.
Yeah.
He's a little Rotsy narc.
His whole job is to surveil Bruce Wayne when he's on his date, and he keeps turning off the screen.
Right. He's like,
It's unright.
I can't watch them kiss. It's like you're waiting for them to get kidnapped, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, but also during that scene, Alfred in a mask.
Oh yeah.
I have that written
Fucking
down.
great.
Alfred wearing a disguise to drive the Batmobile around.
Which is parked right out in front of the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are coming and going through the entrance, and the Batmobile is right out
It's
there.
right parked out front, parked illegally. It's another point I have written down. Every time they park the Batmobile, they are parked illegally.
That's fair.
We see him cruise up to the dock to go into the shanty, whatever the bar is, and they park in a parking space that's clearly labeled for like the business next door.
Yeah.
And then hop out. And then this one, they're parked in like a fire lane, just like not spying on Bruce because Robin's like,
Cooties.
I don't want to do this. That cat that they had on set was tortured.
yes.
Oh,
that
God.
cat was for sure tortured.
The entire, I was like,
That fight, we're probably going to talk about it later, but the fight on the
it's the fight on the submarine when
Not only that.
she throws the cat down at Batman and he picks it up and does this extended diving and
While
swinging
holding
around.
the cat.
It's a real cat.
and that cat is freaking the fuck
cat's
out.
flipping out.
There's a scene where she's getting angry at all the villains, so she drops the cat to
Yeah.
go at him, and the cat is
Yeah.
like, it's like, you know how they got that reaction from the cat? By torturing the shit out of
By
it off
attacking
camera.
it.
Yeah. Violence.
Yeah.
And the threat of violence.
Yeah. That cat, this was pre ASPCA on every movie
Oh yeah.
situation.
That cat did not die a happy death.
Also, so this
Probably
is,
died right after stress.
yeah,
Probably
this is-
drowned in the fucking tank
Yeah.
where they filmed the fight scene. Sorry.
I'm watching this, what we're kind of floating on right now is the real scene of the four villains together for the first time. First and foremost, the theatrical acting is super impressive.
It's great.
They are amazing stage actors. And on
that
screen,
used to be where everybody came from
yes,
for
of
television.
course. It translates very interestingly. That you can tell these are all really revved
Yeah.
up theater actors.
Particularly Frank Gorshin
Yes.
is fucking lunatic.
Oh, God,
But
man, he's the
also-
best.
The Riddler has the whole library of riddles.
Mhm.
They each
And
have their own little shelf.
And I'm like, I don't want to know how the sausage is made, man. Why don't you come up with those riddles?
I thought he made him up himself.
And then it says they have a fish tank that says penguin food. So is
That's for the penguin.
Penguin's just scooping handfuls
yeah,
of
is
fish
he
out
is
of
he
that
just
aquarium.
grabbing live fish out of there?
Yeah, those are big fish.
He's just DeVitoing the shit out of those fish. Also, the Riddler's riddle books are like ancient
Old
encyclopedias.
tomes. Yeah.
I was
Very
about to say
old
old
tomes.
tomes.
Those are tomes. I will say this though. The explanation, the writers didn't necessarily everything gets explained so much to the point where it becomes exhausting.
Yeah.
And that where the bit gets old.
Yeah.
And to me, that's one of the main flaws.
Yeah,
of
the
this
part
movie.
one of the parts that sticks out to me is when they're talking about Joker's Jack in the Box that springs him into the exploding octopus. They explain that trap probably 3 times. It's like I got it.
Oh,
And
and,
then it
they,
ends up-
they say into the waiting arms of the penguin's exploding octopus like 2 or 3 times.
The exact
yeah,
phrase.
They say that
yeah.
phrase.
It's like
That bugged me when I was a kid.
I got it. I mean, I remember it. I will never forget Frank Gorshin saying, "To the arms of the penguins, exploding octopus."
This is how hyped up Frank Gorshin is. The Riddler, the Joker has to tell the Riddler to calm down.
That was a good time for amphetamine.
Several times.
Yeah.
This was a big. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they were doing more amphetamines than
He was
Major League Baseball at the
Yeah,
time.
he was on greenies.
Yeah.
He was on greenies. Fitting for him, but yeah.
I like that a henchman is murdered. A lot of murder in this movie. Henchmen go out hard and fast.
handful of henchmen died.
Yeah, those
Hard
5
and
guinea
fast.
pigs vanish from existence.
Yep, and also those very compliant guinea pigs.
Oh yeah, they just stand perfectly still and at attention, man.
while they're erased from existence.
Well, while he's vaporizing him, he's
Yeah.
literally turning them into dust, and they're just like watching him do it one by one and just standing there.
If I was in like number 4, I'd be like, stop,
Yeah.
stop.
All right, hold on.
It's not worth it. You
All right,
don't
hold
even
on.
have the scarecrow here. I'm not
Yeah.
getting
Yeah, we're not getting bennies.
The henchman that dies by the octopus.
Oh
Yep.
That
yeah,
is a hard death because he knows what's happening the whole time.
Right, he knew what the trap was, so he's rocketing headfirst through. First of all, straight through the glass of the window.
And then lands and explodes.
well, it was helping the Joker rig it up with a big old smile on his face too. He's like, "Yeah, this is
This
pretty
is gonna be
neat."
great, and he falls. And oh no! What was joyful only moments ago?
I never got to get behind the scenes look at this, but
What a world.
Yeah,
now I know how I'm gonna die.
yeah. He's sailing headfirst into a terrifying nightmare.
And then they call the Navy. Hey, did you sell any subs?
I believe so. I think so. Let me check.
Check.
And that's where
Oh
you're
yes,
like,
just last Friday. Which, by the way, quick delivery time on a
submarine.
sub.
Yeah.
this is the big like fuck the government like immediacy of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that this screenwriter is
Yeah, it's very-
very against the military.
Complete with Polaris missiles,
Yeah, they shoot several missiles out of that
which the
submarine.
Riddler just uses for skywriting.
I have that their missile budget is out of control.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That restaurant that Batman takes Kitka to,
Mhm.
that Bruce does. What's going on in that restaurant? It's a bunch of people in tuxes
Not sure.
sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't
to
know.
A French singer.
Yeah, this lady singing a really sad French song.
I was like, maybe this is like a French Algerian themed restaurant.
Yeah.
Also, my other question about that scene, is Bruce drinking milk out of a brandy glass?
Seems it doesn't.
Sure looks like Bruce is drinking milk out of a brandy glass.
Well, and she's also, when she invites him up for a nightcap, she's heating up cocoa for him. It's like,
That's-
what are you, 5?
yeah, they
Well,
are.
that's kind of the bit.
Yeah.
She calls him comrade. You're in the Cold War, dude.
Yeah.
Figure it out. You can detect what 4 villains are coming after you based on the idea that you were near the ocean. And yet you can't figure out that someone calling you comrade might not be the best person to get super horny about.
Isn't there what did she say? Isn't there a man named the Riddler who preys on the workers of America?
Yeah, that capitalism bit. That's,
That's really good. Capitalists like myself.
That's true. When they're going through the mug shots in the beginning,
The mugshots they took at Haverty's Furniture.
yeah, the mug shots that were taken in the lobby of a funeral parlor.
None of them are restrained.
No, and they're all in the same background.
yep. They're all having a good time.
Who took these photos?
The Bruce Wayne fight. He kills one of the dudes.
Which one?
One of the I forget which one, but somebody dies in the
Well, he
Bruce
thro-
Wayne
well,
fight.
he
yeah,
throws
he
the guy
throws
in
the
the
guy
booby
into the
trap.
exploding
Oh, yeah,
octopus
that's
trap.
right,
Yeah.
There's two scenes where it's when they first show up to kidnap Kitka, and
With
when
masks on.
with masks on.
Pretty
The
funny.
Penguin and the Joker both have masks
That's
on.
funny. That's a good bit.
In those two scenes, and when Bruce escapes and climbs out the broken window that he sent a man hurtling to his terrifying death through. Bruce Wayne beats the shit out of all of them.
Yep.
And not a single one of them are like, you guys, I think this guy's Batman.
I think this guy, he's super strong. And he throws the same sloppy punches that Batman does.
Yeah.
Consistently.
The same word balloons pop up when he hits
Either that
us.
or they're like, man, that guy was really horny. He had severe horny powers at that point.
He just had
he's got that
boner
power.
rage.
Yeah.
Just filled with it.
Bastards.
That's why teenagers want to fight so much.
Yeah.
They're just so full of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like when he says, he's like, if you have done anything to her, I will kill you. Oh,
That's
he
right.
is picturing drowning the Joker in a toilet at that
putting him in a little
point.
have-a-heart trap
Yeah.
and dropping him in a river.
Yeah.
I forgot that he straight up swears to kill all of them.
We get a pretty
He is
pretty
very
rad.
thirsty.
He is.
There's the bomb scene, the famous bomb
Oh,
scene.
That's
God.
the funniest part in the movie.
With
It's
the
pretty
with
good,
the Salvation Army band that's just like appears to be everywhere.
and everyone's chasing him. That's funny.
Yeah. The nuns.
Who's the guy that they interrupt when they're climbing? Who's their special guest?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I remember thinking like that must be somebody because he gets like a
Yeah.
pretty.
That they
He
used.
gets a good
That's how they
mug.
used
Yeah,
to
he
do
gets a good
cameos in
Yeah.
Batman. It would be
yeah,
people like,
and I'm wondering who that is. But I'm so surprised they didn't interrupt like a swinging '60s orgy.
right. Like he should have stumbled on to like.
Hey, Batman, we're having a Watusi party. You want
Yeah.
to come down and get
Yeah, no
fucked?
Bat Tootsie in this movie. Had the Bat Tootsie been done yet?
I don't know.
Had the King Tut episode?
We
come out?
don't know what the timeline is for this
It is,
fucking show.
it is impossible to discern.
Oh, but how about when after he does that, Robin's like, "Why did you risk your life for those drunks?"
Yeah,
That was another point that I wanted. That was-
drinkers are evil.
yeah. We should have let them all explode. Calm
damn, Dick.
down, Robin.
Yeah, you are fine.
Robin is so aggressively anti-alcohol that he would have preferred to blow them all up.
Maybe that's why Bruce is like drinking milk and cocoa because he's afraid of
This
Robin.
little
if he gets
psychopath is
buzzed.
gonna
Yeah.
slit my throat in my sleep.
Robin will fucking chew his neck open while he's
he's
asleep.
gonna open my neck up like I'm a Shakespeare statue in the study.
This is for your own good, Bruce.
Yeah.
We got Robin at a pretty rough orphanage.
Yeah.
He hadn't been adopted for like 15 years. We must be.
We think his parents.
Stuff was done to him in that
We think his,
orphanage.
we think his parents might have been drinkers. He's vowed to murder any drinker he encounters.
His parents were working the trapeze, heavily drunk.
He was dropped several times.
There's we get the penguin disguise bit.
Oh, the Commodore
Yes,
Smith
when he's
left.
disguised as
which
Commodore
is
Smith
like
lap.
a weird bit
What's the end game for either party at this
because
point?
it's like a triple cross.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they all like. There's a lot going on.
Like they know he's the Penguin. Penguin knows that they know he's the Penguin, and yet they all still go along with what the Penguin's plan is, which is to get inside the Batcave and unleash and rehydrate his 6 dehydrated thugs, who then die immediately. They get punched and then blink out into non-existence.
This scene has no points.
Yeah, they get sent to the microverse.
Weird.
Yeah,
Like hard water versus soft water, or
I was like, I don't even know what that is.
well, he said
it's weird. Like,
It's
you ever
what we
get a-
use for cooling our reactor.
but they get it from the drinking fountain.
Yeah,
He's
there's
like,
a hard water drinking fountain.
yeah, there you go.
It's
But
a
you've never done that?
dual purpose sink, man.
Yeah.
Hard water leaves a film on you when you shower with it. know
I think
that's
it's like
a
mineral
problem.
heavy or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. But and for some reason that's good for cooling nuclear bat reactors.
Also, there's a scene where they run through a street with a crowd. Those weren't paid. Those people were definitely not paid. That was guerrilla shot. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just seemed like people walking on like Hollywood.
Because there's some people
Boulevard.
doing their best not to look at them, which
Yeah.
wouldn't really be the instructions you would give extras in a scene where Batman is running top speed down the wharf carrying a bomb.
It's a very curveball kind of a
Like one of them
situation.
kind of looks at him and is like, "No, I don't want any part of whatever this
Yeah.
is.
Blur me out. Can you blur me out? Does
Yeah.
that technology exist?
I'm not signing that release."
Put Vaseline on the film when I go through.
Yes.
Very sensitive portrayal of overweight people in that bar.
Oh yeah, when he's trying to.
Two fat ladies just continue to eat despite the fact that there's a bomb in there.
Are you kidding me? That
He
food
should-
looked great.
Should have fed him the bomb.
It's so weird that those ladies are definitely dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the people in this movie are dead.
Almost everyone except Burt Ward, very dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burt Ward, what a weirdo.
Yeah, we don't have to get in that.
I'm gonna say they used the copter again They used
Really
so much of that.
leaned
copter,
heavily on
yeah.
that helicopter.
You spend a lot of money on that helicopter.
It's not
They were
cheap.
upside down for a very long time in that helicopter.
They were when they're crashing.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
There's also
I don't know if they'd be able to stay airborne if that was the case.
There's also an extended scene, a sequence in the first scene when Robin's climbing down the ladder to hand Batman the shark repellent, where there is no one in the cockpit.
No one's piloting.
Nobody's piloting that helicopter.
They are all die.
Mm.
Also we glossed over the suicidal porpoise.
Oh,
Yes!
God. Yes.
We just that jumps in front of a
Heroic.
torpedo.
off
Porpoise.
screen.
That's Porpoise Jesus. He
was-
died so that they would live.
Yeah, that's a real sacrifice. The noble, almost human porpoise.
Yeah.
Is what they say. There's a part now where the Penguin runs into the UWO, and he gasses the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
And he's walking through the gas, and then when he gets them out of the elevator, all his chums, he's like, "Hold your breath. There's lingering traces of this gas." It's like, you gassed yourself hard. You gave yourself.
Maybe it's like a thing with the Joker where he's just been around it so much he's got an immunity.
See, I
But
thought that, but he holds his breath too,
oh, that's true.
unless he's trying to, work with them.
I think he's just
Maybe.
fucking with them.
Maybe, yeah.
But like that
it's
gas
totally safe.
is still
It's still very
much
much
out
in
there.
there. I
Maybe
mean,
the-
it's going to take several minutes, if not an hour, to ventilate that
They're going to
place
need to bring in a
completely.
dehumidifier. Like that, the room is dense with that knockout gas.
it's pretty
And
heavy.
when he leans it over, it's just the way the prop wound up working. But when he gasses that first guy,
Yeah,
at
it's
the desk,
nowhere near
it
his
all
face.
blows right back at the Penguin.
Do we want to cut? Do we want to cut on this?
Oh, we're going with that one. All
We're gonna
right.
roll with it.
No, all right.
He passes out before the gas gets to him.
And I'm assuming it's not flammable also because he is smoking a lit cigarette, firing
No,
that
no.
stuff
He
everywhere.
is very cavalier with those cigarettes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
in the submarine
Yeah.
smoking a
He
cigarette.
sure is.
It's like, dude,
And it's not like it's a prop that's not lit. It is full. It is a full-on lit
Yeah,
cigarette.
you
He is
can-
smoking.
you can not crack the windows
No.
in this submarine.
Very inconsiderate to your supervillain coworkers.
You know who wouldn't do that?
Scarecrow.
the Scarecrow. He wouldn't do
Scarecrow
any
would
of
never
shit.
do that.
He would
Scarecrow.
never do that.
He wouldn't fear gas all of his friends like that
No.
without their permission or
But he
consent.
would have designated smoking areas for his
He would.
his
He-
employees.
so that people wouldn't be exposed to secondhand smoke.
Please don't do it by the door, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But so that his smoking employees would still have a place of respite.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
A gazebo or
Scarecrow,
something.
He's great like that.
He
He
is.
should have been in this.
He really should have
He
been
would
in
have
this.
just been a whole lot of really great business running.
Was
By
there
the
s-
end of this, the villains would have converted to running several successful chemical plants.
Yes. Several pharmaceutical labs.
And meanwhile, at Crane Chemicals,
I'm glad we're doing lots of callbacks on the free episode.
I'm sorry.
guys, if you haven't watched,
well, now you have
if
to
you
know what
haven't
they're
listened-
talking
yeah,
about.
if you haven't listened, go back, subscribe to Patreon. It's super cheap. Don't be a dick. Go back, listen to the episodes where we talk about the Scarecrow for Batman the Animated Series. They are fantastic.
Super good content if you're a Batman fan.
He is a jobs creator.
Yeah.
Okay. So another point that my second point, I think, is going to be this, and it's kind of a point for this film and for like most superhero films, kind of up until 2000. Adam West made no sort of attempt to get in any kind of shape for this film, which is fine because of the kind of movie that it is, you know.
Yeah.
But then if like no one really got into shape for superhero films until like Hugh Jackman for Wolverine in the first X-Men. Cuz like Christopher Reeve didn't really get in shape.
No.
Keaton didn't really.
Did Keaton?
Keaton.
We
I mean-
never see it, but when he's hanging upside down, he looks like he's in great shape.
Yeah, but we were talking about that earlier. That might be a stunt guy. We don't know.
necessarily.
Oh, that's a fair
that's
point.
the kind of thing that makes producers nervous because like one of those gravity boots snaps, he's landed on his head.
Oh, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer was like
But he was, so
Yeah.
he already fit.
he was the first
description.
one that had like a shirtless scene. Where it's like, oh, he's okay, he's in shape. But then like, yeah, it just we didn't see that until like Wolverine, and even in the
that he
first
went out of his way, and he's a little puffy in one.
in the first X-Men, he's just kind of. I mean, he's in good shape, but he's like I watched that first X-Men movie. I'm like, yeah, I could get there in like 5 weeks. Like,
Yeah, you-
it's like a thing that's like not like in Logan where he's like had the fat lasered off his body.
oh, in Days of Future Past.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is
fucking
so
etched out of
shredded
diamond.
where you're like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. And yeah, you're right. Everybody's just kind of like, Frank Gorshin's in great shape.
Yeah, he's
You
in
can
great
see
shape.
that because he's also wearing the most revealing thing other than Lee Merriweather.
But still, even he's
His
not
outfit's
like
a little more revealing
like,
than
yeah,
hers.
oh,
kinda,
yeah.
I think.
I mean, you can see her nipples.
Oh, I thought that was like just the
I thought that was
maybe
just like the bad
bazooka
bra that
bras
they're
of the
wearing.
time.
Oh,
The bras made out of
it could-
triangles.
Yeah, you're probably right there, but
I was just I was just referring to her outfit is loose,
Yeah.
and his is like holding on to him.
you can see
sucked
little,
it
you
right
can see
up.
little Frank.
but his shoulders are.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Frank put in the work.
He's he's got a great Riddler look,
Yeah,
and I don't think you get that elsewhere. Like any of the
No.
other guy. I mean, the Penguin's in penguin shape.
yeah, looks like a penguin.
He's in too good a shape to be the Penguin. Versus Meredith.
Yeah, I think they had to
guys-
put a pillow in the front
No,
of his.
he is wearing a fat suit.
Yeah.
He was always a small guy.
yeah. He's
Um,
great though too.
oh, he's so
Everybody's
good.
so
Yeah,
good.
Meredith's
in this.
amazing.
I love that Cesar Romero was like, the mustache stays.
I am
Yeah.
not shaving this
Like-
mustache.
Have you read any of the Batman 66 comics where they keep that in there, like in the art?
I have them. I haven't read them
Okay,
yet.
yeah, they
that's
keep that in the art with
Who's
like
that?
this-
Joe Canonis does a lot of the art. Mike Allred
Yes.
did some stuff.
I
with
think
them.
so. Yeah, I think it was
he did
Quinones that
covers.
did it. Yeah,
And then Jeff Parker wrote
Mhm.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really great.
yeah. No, they're really funny too.
Yeah, the Batman, and they also do a lot of crossovers, which is really in the spirit.
Yeah.
Batman
fun.
66 does a crossover with Green Hornet,
That
Oh,
makes-
yeah.
which they have done
Yeah.
in the past.
that happened. Yeah,
They did one with Archie, I think, that just came out. Batman
have to do, like, a
66.
Scooby-Doo
I think
one.
there's a Man from Uncle one.
oh
Yeah.
sweet.
Like they do a great job.
I wish the Batman '89 book would have went.
Oh yeah,
They pitched
that
it.
one
I've
with-
seen the pitch.
the one with the Gina Davis Poison Ivy.
Yeah, and the Billy D. Williams Two Face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would have been so good.
Ugh.
Oh man.
And Wonder Woman 77 was a.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
No. Yep. That one,
We digress.
We digress quite a bit. I would like to bring up that when they are on the boat trying to escape the missile,
Yes,
they are slalom boating.
they are.
It is a very unimpressive stunt for the level of danger that they are putting in.
Right, they're just kind
Because
of
when they pull back, it just looks like a boat moving to the left and to
right.
the right.
Looks like a
In-
boat taking his driving test.
And in the real world, that is one of the most dangerous things they did in that whole movie.
yes,
Because that boat hits a wake or whatever just
Oh, yeah.
the wrong way, and someone breaks.
well,
their
they're rolling
neck.
over their own wake.
Yeah.
And like in those shots. So it's just, you're right. It's
Yeah.
tremendously unsafe. Again, it's the 60s.
and terribly unimpressive.
I
yeah.
know.
It's
For
just
what-
Not worth it.
For watching it, you're like, in the real world, you're like, Jesus Christ, that's a dangerous thing they're doing.
Yeah. And it's
in the
not even
movie, you're
visually
like,
impressive.
This is what are they doing? They're not getting away. You're not getting
Yeah.
away from a rocket when you're drifting 8 feet to the left and right.
This
Yeah.
is lame.
Yeah.
I mean, he's using the bat radio to detonate the missile.
Oh,
Run out of batteries.
oh yeah. Where's your prepared lesson for that one, Bruce? I would say there was a pretty reckless thing where they're trying to kill everyone in the sub with those
Yes,
lasers,
including
all the leaders.
The leaders,
Yeah.
We got to
Robin-
make doubly sure we don't break those vials, and it's just
Robin heard they were drinkers.
yeah.
Really
They're all
wanted to go
drinkers. He heard they were dehydrated and he took it.
Well,
wrong.
no, he heard that the Russian ambassador was on there. He doesn't like communists either.
They were drinking the devil's nectar. Batman.
He shoots it like 18 times.
Yeah, and he's like
with an electric bazooka.
into it.
Oh yeah, he's rock hard.
He's driving
when
in a
he's
big
doing that.
circle.
His little pixie boots. Did
His
you ever
little Robin Hood boots.
Oh
Did
god.
you ever see? There's a really fantastic sketch. It was like from The Dark Knight Rises, and it's Batman fighting Bane, and then there's a little Burt Wardy Robin shows up to like fight him in the middle. It's so
No,
fantastic.
No, I haven't
It's-
seen that.
It's great. We'll watch it after the episode, and you guys should too, because it's
Yeah.
really fantastic. We're at the submarine, and I want to talk about the submarine.
There's a few things I want to talk about with the submarine.
The top of your submarine is like treated deck wood.
It's all wooden.
Yeah.
It's like you're building a deck.
It is very clearly wooden.
That's not what you do with a submarine.
No.
No.
Well,
That is bad.
Keep in mind, he got this submarine last Friday too, and he made all these penguin accoutrements.
yeah, he did a lot of work in a week.
It doesn't even move like a submarine. It's
a lot
like
of work to put that penguin
paddling
shit on it.
itself.
Yeah. So he wanted to put a deck so he could like sun himself, because that's a thing that penguins do.
Yeah.
So he just put like a wooden deck,
A
like
wooden sunning
the
deck.
kind your parents put in and get really excited about.
And this is where we get to one of my points. And I think I'm on point 3 now, or maybe point 2. I don't know.
I don't know. Who can say?
It's not important.
It was 100 years ago when we started talking about this movie.
The stunt budget is out of control for the first
Hour and 20 minutes.
hour and 20 minutes. And the amount of ridiculous idiocy of this fight, the amount of sloppy doing it on the go, it's terrible.
There's no choreography.
They tie. They. I think you're supposed to think they tie them to the submarine while they're in the water,
just
but
is like
it doesn't. I'm like, okay, they're now in the water. Batman and Robin are behind them. They're fucked now, right? No, they're tying. Somehow, Robin is corralled like 10 of them by himself, and they're like tying them, lashing them to the submarine.
That's his sober strength.
Oh yeah,
That's that sober.
Yeah.
But it's so.
it's that Carrie Nation strength he has.
Also, we get to see Frank Gorshin's very visible stunt double when he gets thrown into the water.
Yeah.
He's
And
like got
it's
slick back gray hair.
It's like a dude where you're like, you didn't even try to get a look
He's
alike.
got
for
a
this.
mustache.
Yeah. What is
It's a black guy, and you're like, Jesus.
when Bruce died? Yeah. There's a moment like that when Bruce dives through the
When he
wharf
dives
bar.
off, yeah.
When he dives to the wharf bar off the roof into the ocean, it's like the guy has a completely different hair color.
Yeah, he's like got
that
steel gray hair.
It's clearly not Bruce Wayne.
That point of just
Right, they just turned the
stunt-
cameras on. It's like filming a bunch of kids playing tag because there's no choreography. There's just like, just run around and fight like Batman.
yeah.
How many times do you think that cat bit Adam West?
A lot, probably because it was obviously declawed. The biting was all it had.
It's the whole
That
God.
cat is.
That fight is so hard to watch.
He had
because
to get
it's
so many tetanus shots after that.
it's a long fight, and it's bad.
Yeah, it's
And
not exciting.
It would have cost them an extra $3,000 to have
Actual stunt.
good fight choreography.
Yeah.
But that's
it
not
w-
what they did in the
six-
show. Yeah.
But
It looked like because it looked like it was actually Frank Gorshin and Cesar Romero and Burgess Meredith in there fighting. So you have a bunch of theater actors that probably don't know how to stage fight,
Burgess Meredith
they have
is
to-
also.
and they're just like falling on top of each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
it's, I mean, even take the punch.
Well,
Yeah,
I know.
Just
know?
get punched, man. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that to them.
Yeah.
Don't take a real punch for this movie.
No.
No.
It's
No.
not that kind of movie.
Probably somebody rarely did get punched.
I'm
you have
sure
a bunch of
because it's just a
untrained
bunch of.
actors
It's a
in
clusterfuck.
chaos with a live cat.
It's just
Batman gets a sword from somewhere.
Yeah, Batman pulls up a sword.
Adam
he's-
West like, I found this backstage.
He starts beating people with a wrench. That's like his opening move is to beat
just
people
swinging it like a bat.
with a comically giant wrench.
That's gonna kill some people.
Yeah, he definitely broke 2 spines.
There were
Yeah.
there were some concussions after this.
Yeah.
Oof.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to move us inside the submarine.
I'm into it to see Catwoman's big pratfall.
Well, that's one.
Oof.
Yeah, she climbs down. The ladder to get away from Batman, and then just falls for no reason and gets knocked
She
unconscious.
trips over the periscope,
Oh yeah.
Yes, and is knocked
gets
out
knocked
for like
unconscious.
2 minutes.
or at least hard enough to knock her mask off.
Yeah. The periscope, by the way, has different viewing view
Ports, yeah.
ports for every rogue, and they're all labeled.
Yeah,
Like Riddler has a question mark, and Catwoman has like a little.
well, I heard
didn't see that.
the Penguin had pink eye, and so after that
So
happened, they're
that-
like everybody
well,
gets their own.
You're all in a submarine together. It's
People
the
fart.
quarters
It's-
are pretty tight.
Yeah, you're gonna get some fecal coliforms.
Yeah.
But the thing about that reminds me of Catwoman when she keeps making the cat noises, and you have that one because she does it on the umbrellas, and then she does it on the when they're looking in the periscope, and it's the same henchman, and she's like going, "Wah!" And he just keeps looking over. Let's what the fuck,
lady.
yeah,
It's like a compulsion with her because she does the
but
perfect.
it's the
even
same
while she's in.
henchman. He's just like what the fuck?
She's gaslighting that
Yeah.
guy.
yeah.
It's a real bummer because she's not good as Catwoman.
I like Lee Merriweather because I've seen maybe it's just the
Julie Newmar was better, and Eartha Kitt was probably the best actress of them all.
And I've seen all of them. Maybe it's just the nostalgia for this movie that I have for this movie that I like Lee Merriweather better. But I think it's just probably the nostalgia.
Probably. But
Yeah, I do like that she's gaslighting that one guy.
Yeah.
There's a scene. There's a scene where they're meeting, where the bad guys are having a meeting. This is back on the wharf, and they're just. I think this is when they come up with the plan for the Jack in the Box trap and the exploding octopus. And you're seeing Riddler sitting there. You can see over his shoulder. He's just drawing question marks on a legal pad. That's all he's doing.
that's a good move.
He's not paying attention. He's not ready to contribute. He's drawing question marks.
He's like, I got a thing, and I'm going to go with it.
I'm
And
sticking
he
to my
slams
guns.
down his notebook. I got nothing.
Penguin's like, I really regret choosing penguins. These are not easy to draw.
It's harder to integrate than you might think.
Yeah, I don't have any kind of exclamation point or semicolon. I'm just a penguin guy.
And this suit is really uncomfortable. I have to wear this all the time. It's hot outside. This is Los Angeles. I mean, Gotham City.
Yeah.
Goth Angeles.
I'm having to wear this heavy wool tuxedo
Why did we decide to
with
film in August?
spats and a top hat.
I'm just picturing Goth Angeles.
There's a lot of sci-fi element to the science of it,
The MacGuffin,
and
yeah.
it's fucking insane.
And this is made by a guy that's running like a whiskey distillery.
It's crazy,
Yes.
insane.
Yeah.
Like the idea that they would create a rogue buoy that would project a 3D hologram
of a yacht.
is insane.
That
Number one.
he is like 4 feet away from and cannot tell that it is a hologram. It's like a full 3D hologram.
Yeah. It's just there.
But number two, the powdered leaders.
Yeah.
Like that, just to come up with that is just like, that was back when there were no rules to sci-fi.
Yeah.
It was like the goddamn Old West.
What? Yeah, what?
Oxygen is not flowing to a brain at that point. Those guys are not coming
Oh,
back.
no. You can't restore them.
Yeah, like where's their spirit?
It's like half a glass of water. It's like, that's all the moisture in a human body.
Robin should have fucking said that. But Batman, what happens to their souls?
Well, they were drinkers, Robin.
They were drinkers, Robin.
One of them was a communist. That's true.
Yeah.
The levels of powder, zero consistency.
No, yeah, we see at the end where it's like
All even.
some of the vials are full and like one's like a half full. It's like, did that spill or
Is that
did
guy
he?
gonna miss an arm?
And they were all different colors, whereas like when they did it with the
Henchmen.
the henchmen, the guinea pigs earlier, it's just flat out gray.
I mean,
That's
they were all white men.
the grayness of the insides
That's
of their hearts.
probably their personality.
Yeah.
That's the country.
They were
of
very
origin.
bland men.
There's also a part where Robin tries to convince Batman to like
Change them.
change them.
Yeah. So
And
Robin has some problems.
Robin is a little fucking Nazi in this movie.
He has really got some problems.
Hitler was a non-drinker. Hitler believed in racial purity.
And he's like, couldn't we just tweak it a little with the
does
way the
kind
world
of
is?
look a little like Ben Shapiro with the bandit mask on.
Yeah, it's a very eugenic situation that he's getting
Yeah.
involved in. And then Batman goes very far out of his way to be like, no, this is not what we do.
Nope.
We have to keep things the way
We
they
can't
are.
alter the natural course.
And then it finishes with they altered the natural course.
They did. They fucking fucked up all the leaders. They're all speaking the wrong language. And then
And then Batman goes back on what he said earlier. It's like, maybe this will be a good thing.
He
now
says-
just back out of the
Now
room
that I
slowly
fucked
while
up.
they're not paying attention.
I wrote it down. He says, this could be the greatest service ever done. This thing that I fucked up will be the greatest service the world has ever known.
It's dark.
And then they quietly leave the room.
Quietly back out
And
slowly.
Let's get out of here.
and there's no Beatles or anything for him to walk by. They just leave.
no.
The movie ends on them climbing down,
On two stuntmen climbing down the side of the actual...
rappelling down a building.
Yeah.
Like,
Again,
And it looks
that
like they're
stunt-
having problems doing it.
yeah, it's not fluid.
It's not a good move,
Yeah, stunt budget out through the roof,
except for the fights.
except for the fight.
Now I have to ask this. Is Commissioner Gordon addressing the nation when he's like, because he like hangs up the phone and
With
he's
the
like, I
president.
don't have to tell you who that was. It's like, is he addressing the nation at that
think
point?
so. Him and his racist ass stereotype of a cop.
Yeah, Chief O'Hara.
By the way, they are pissed when like Kitka like criticizes Batman.
Yeah, we will kill you, you Russian bitch. It's like, Jesus.
It's like, I think it's like if she suggested they have female characters in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Just like give him that look. Like,
Chief O'Hara whips out his billy clubs like, I will crush your trachea.
You should create characters on your own.
Yeah. Create a new character.
No,
you have to shoehorn everything in.
There's no need to create a character that's a different race than what we've always been having.
You're lucky we have you in the room.
They say that to her.
Yes.
They say, you're lucky the Cape Crusaders are talking to you at all. What sort of state has been established in Gotham City?
Well, how is she there? Again, it's
just-
Moscow.
Yeah.
Like, it's the Cold War.
Right.
How are we just letting obvious spies in here? And
Yeah.
what a shitty disguise to have.
Yeah.
If you're Catwoman, an American,
Don't wear cheetah
why would
print.
you
Don't wear
pretend to
cheetah
be
print,
somebody
yeah.
who's gonna be clearly looked at by the state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really lean heavily into the cat theme.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
with
know.
Kitka, come on. It's,
Yeah. And then the leopard, the cheetah print clothes.
But I like how transparent Batman is in this versus how he is in other movies. He's holding press conferences.
He is.
He's letting people know what he's doing.
all about transparency.
Yeah, he's he's a citizen, but he's also a servant.
Yeah.
We get a little bit of Aunt Harriet. She gets a cameo.
Yeah,
by
you
the
don't
way.
get to
Yeah,
see. You only
she
get
doesn't
to
say
see-
anything,
She
I
doesn't
don't
say anything. Well, what a weird character.
Yeah. I'm not sure why that was in it.
They Aunt Harriet is added in there to add the non-homosexual element of Batman and Robin. She was purposely added in because the producers and the studios wanted so it didn't look like gay men living together.
Which is funny because in the animated thing, Return to the Cape Crusaders, like her running bit is she's trying to figure out whether or not they're gay.
Oh, dear.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's
Forward to it.
it's really good.
Well, good. Good for that.
Yeah,
'cause I
well,
want to see it.
Oh, man. Do we have any final thoughts on Batman 66?
Flawless.
Watch it with other people.
Yeah,
Flawless.
definitely.
If
watch
this
it with
is not
other
a
people.
solo watch, this is a movie you have to watch with other people. Probably high. I'm assuming
Maybe?
watching this high is great.
Well,
don't know.
I mean,
If
you're gonna incur Robin's wrath if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember that you
He's
might
coming.
find
Coming
him
for
standing
you.
over you when you wake up in the middle of the night,
He will let you explode if he catches you doing
punching
that.
his hand.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's good. You have to watch it knowing that it's a comedy,
Yeah.
knowing that they're all in on the joke.
If you're kind of tired of the Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder navel gazing Batman, it's kind of probably a good thing to break up that monotony with, because it just does acknowledge that Batman's silly. It's a silly character.
Well, it starts out with the acknowledgments in the beginning of the movie is like, this is dedicated to all the lovers of the ridiculous and bizarre.
And I am a lover of the ridiculous and bizarre. That's why I love this so much.
How bizarre! How
Ooh,
bizarre!
baby.
How bizarre.
Ooh, baby,
Let's not start
you're
that.
making me crazy.
You can't sing too much more of that. We're gonna get in trouble.
Every time I look around,
Every time I look around.
every time I look around.
All right. If
It's in Gotham City.
we sing too much, we'll get flagged. Maybe. I
Oh,
don't know.
really?
No, I don't.
Not
think
if we're
that's-
singing it, right?
No, it's fine.
Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
All right.
We're not
I don't think that guy is even paying attention anymore.
OMC.
Whoever wrote that song.
One man crew, I believe, even though there were several people in that crew.
Yeah. He's probably just happy someone's talking about him.
He thinks it's really a bizarre. Whoa! Fuck me.
What? One last note. President Dr. Claw. We only see the president from behind.
Oh, yeah.
His armchair. You see one arm,
Oh.
and his pets are to one side.
That's very common, though, in like
President
movies.
Dr. Claw.
Yeah. Whoops. We accidentally fucked up the planet. How cool of us. Goodbye. That's how I said that. That's how we
Yeah.
ended.
We completely destroyed all of the major nations of the world.
But I think that's the best gag of the movie because he's just like, all right, Robin, let's get out of here while they're not paying attention.
Pretty much. Out the way we came. He doesn't want to walk past UN security
do it
again.
very quietly.
It's good stuff.
We'll leave this civil servant, Commissioner Gordon, in charge of cleaning up this world catastrophe.
Cleaning up our mess.
This international incident. The international incident was committed by a man wearing felt ears and his boy Wonder wearing felt ElfQuest boots.
Who stabs homeless people in his off time.
I was like that they kept calling everyone pirates, and I was like, those aren't pirates. That's not what pirates are.
Man.
I'm looking at all my notes. They are very nonchalant about the penguin when he's in his disguise.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everybody is so go with the flow on it.
Oh, God, man. I could talk for days about the whole Commodore Schmidlap angle.
Yep.
Well, there it is.
But we're not gonna.
We're not gonna.
We talked about it. We watched Batman 66.
We watched Batman 66, the film.
We did.
It was a job. It was a job.
It was
work for you. For you.
Y'all, two brothers watching it together.
Oh, no. We had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It was probably a lot better.
I trudged through it in a very hot apartment.
You probably should have called somebody over.
Yeah.
Just call like an Uber and you want to come inside and watch Batman?
Have a Chinese food delivery guy come in and watch it with you.
I'll pay the money.
Yeah, I'll pay for the ride. Just watch this movie with me, please.
Please,
I need somebody.
Sir. Please. I'm begging you, mister.
Somebody's got to watch this movie with me. I can't.
But
I
this
can't
is how
do
much.
it.
This
I
is
can't
how
do
much
it.
they care about you guys. So pay the.
Oh yeah.
It's a good show. I've been listening to it for a very long time since it came on. I was a big fan. So
you bullied your way on the podcast.
did nepotism.
Yeah, monster, you ogre. Go.
My brother will never come out here.
Well, if he does, we can watch Batman 66 again.
I don't want to do that.
You can
watch
it.
Return of the Cape Crusaders.
You can watch it with your brother, and I can watch it by myself.
Oh no, nobody wants to do that.
All right, that's an episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you liked it, please check out the Patreon and check out all the past and future episodes of Tom and Jeff Watch Batman.
They're
that
very
we will
good.
Record.
On Gamefully Unemployed. And as always, support live comedy.
Yep.
And support your local comic book shop too.
Please
check some of this stuff out.
Do that.
If you're in Norfolk, Virginia, check out Local Heroes near Colonial.
Oh,
and
that's
21st Street.
enough, John.
No, hey man.
If you're in Worcester, Massachusetts, check out That's Entertainment on 266 Park.
Don't do either of those
I'm
things.
trying to get free comics, man.
Don't
Come
do
on.
Oh, now I get
Now
it.
we see what the
You
game
come
is.
on our huge podcast.
Yeah. I let you on.
Yeah.
All right, we're done. Say
Thanks.
goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Pretty fishy what happened to me on that ladder.
You mean where there's a fish, there could be a penguin?
But wait, it happened at sea. See? See for Catwoman.
That exploding shark was pulling my leg.
The Joker.
It all adds up to a sinister riddle. Riddler. Riddler?